All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we have more from the PBR Spring League here in Grimes. And I've got someone with me who's been one of the more electric arms that we saw last year, Nathan Gaswint, joining me now. And Nathan, man, I got to say thanks for joining me here.
Yeah.
It was exciting the season last year to see what you were doing, all that you were all that you were capable of and continue to do. But first off, I got to ask, how good does it feel to finally be back in baseball weather?
Oh, it feels great, man. It's I'm glad that it's warm today. It hasn't been cold like the past weekend, so that's
Yeah.
always great.
How hard is it to? I know that your motivation's always there. There's no question about that. But is there a level of like, oh man, just to grind through it when you have that kind of cold weather? Pitching in that's got to be difficult.
Yeah.
Even when you go inside, it's like, man, we're not outside yet. So, I mean, did that kind of feel like? Does it kind of feel like you have to trudge through that kind of part of the season?
Yeah, not very many people like to hit inside or pitch inside just because it's not really the right environment. You don't really have a big crowd watching you. That definitely helps too.
Yeah. Well, as we sit here, this is the spring league. It's not necessarily that we're looking for the wins and losses category here. What when it comes to your team, yourself, what's the goal here for you guys when you get into these kind of leagues, because it is a different type of ball game?
So right now we're just looking to develop players.
Yep.
Really make sure everyone's doing the best that they can to help out the team. I mean, you said we're not having score being kept.
Yep.
And that's, I don't know, something that we like because we're not too pressured by that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For me, it's always just been kind of the question mark. What's the mindset, right? I mean, in here, you're competitors. You want to win. This is kind of different. It seems like it's like you really have to take yourself back a little bit or put yourself in a different mindset with this. I mean, it's your development with a team, but you're playing with guys that you've played against before, guys that are on your team. It's just kind of a different look. How would you categorize something like this, being on 7-1-2 baseball, being with the Nats, and how that helps you for again down the road and just for the next season?
Yeah, so playing with the guys on 7-1-2, they're all from different schools around the Sioux City area.
Mm-hmm.
And transferring to Heelan this year, I can see what they're able to do
or
what they can't do, so that'll help me on the pitching side of things.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you get an edge and go, oh, hey, I'm going to see this guy in a bit. I kind of got to watch what his at-bat goes like?
Yeah. Last year, I was taking notes on Jack Thieler, what he could and couldn't hit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of been the same this year, but I'll definitely stick to what I've been taking notes on.
There you go. Well, hey, that's a heck of a batter, and it's really hard, obviously, to go up against those kind of guys, but glad you're on the same team for now anyway.
Yeah.
But again, as we rock and roll here, again, get a couple games in here every weekend with the spring league here. When you look at this, again, you'll have a new environment for home, obviously for high school games here, but what have you been looking forward to most in terms of your improvement coming in to whether it's the spring league or the high school season? What have you been working at most as you get ready for what's coming?
Okay, so over the off season, I spent about 2 months strictly just on pitching. There was a little bit of hitting off to the side, but my goal for this year is to get up to 90. I recently hit 87 today.
Nice.
I'm happy with that. That's a good first outing.
Yeah.
But just it's exciting having our new pitching coach at Heelan, Coach Wesselman. He pitched at Briarcliff, so he's readily available there.
Yeah.
And it's always great to have a guy who knows what he's doing.
Oh, man, and he certainly knows that a lot. I loved the conversation with him's got to be fun here too, right? I mean, conversations with him, if it's strictly baseball, but even then he can afford you some laughs here and there. But again, a great baseball mind. Love how you brought him up here. And as you look at there, he's also a Sioux City guy, right? He's been around the area. Does that add more validity when a guy like that comes in? It's not just some guy that's been off somewhere, doesn't know the area. This guy knows the area. He knows what it's like, and that's got to feel a little bit more comforting at least.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's nice because he did go to Briarcliff and he played there, so he knows how things work.
Yeah.
He knows that we're limited to some accessories that other schools don't have, but we also do have a lot more than other schools just because we're at a college facility.
Yeah.
Is where we practice for school ball.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that field. And again, it's just that the baseball vibe is strong there. Renovations here to the seating club, to the press box, all of that. And it just adds. So if everyone gets the chance, head on over. And whether it's Broadcliff or whether it's Heelan, it's going to be a good game. But now I want to ask here, last season for you with AW, man, what a season that was for you.
Yeah.
I want to ask, it seemed like for some, it seems like, man, we got to take a look at this Gaswint guy, right? And as he comes through onto the scene here. But this has been something you've been working up to for a while. And as I've talked to coaches, this is not new for you, this success as you've gone through. But I got to ask, what was it like last year going through the success you had and kind of compiling everything you did, and what was pretty impressive, if I must say.
Yeah, I just had a bang-up time last year. It was great because we had the 7 seniors that were able to enjoy going to state that they always wanted to do since they were 8th graders.
Yeah.
And able to work up to that. That was, I think, the second appearance that Akron had at state. And if you compared the stats from that year to 2018, I want to say, it was almost identical.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you guys, again, what a crazy way to start the state tournament there. I want to ask, first off, take me through that game 1. Take me through the ending, what your thoughts were, because I don't know if I've ever had a more electric ending to a game. And again, it's like, man, was that the title game or was that the opener? That's what I left with.
Yeah, opening up that game, it was awesome. The first strike I threw, everyone's just cheering right away. Yeah. They're all on their feet. Student section's going crazy. Striking out the side was even better.
Oh, that'd be
even
good.
better. Yeah, everyone was just going wild. And then even if we scored when we scored our first run, just everyone cheering. There was no downside to that game. Even if you strike out, everyone's still up, ready to go. It's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll get them next time. We know our pitchers have backup.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, man. And again, fun, exciting. Of course, always want to end the year on a title run, but certainly that was a fantastic year for you guys. But now you move it over. You're heading on with Heelan. This is a team, again, it seems like it's funny because you go from one state tournament team to another state tournament team, both of them. And now you add to this, it's already a formidable pitching staff, Caleb Lefevre being one of those on there. What's it been like to get integrated into that realm, into that dugout? I know there's might be still more integration to happen, but what's it been like to now be a part of that and, one, to be able to pitch with him, alongside him here in the Spring League?
Yeah, it's been great to pitch alongside him. I knew him from 2 years ago when we had our first travel team. It was Wow Factor at that time.
Yeah.
But we've developed together. There was a time where I actually threw a little harder than him, and then he just surpassed me because he grew like 6 inches out of nowhere. But, yeah, he's up to 92 now, and that'll be great on the mound. So
yeah, and certainly you're adding on. There's got some guys coming on back here. You're one that knows state tournament baseball. High leverage baseball. How does that help you, and how do you think you can use that to help teammates as you go through the season who may not have been used to or seen that kind of stuff before?
I definitely say you have to stay in the right mindset. If something goes wrong, you can't get down. You cannot get down. You have to stay up. You have to stay in the right element.
That's the danger about this part of it. But yeah,
they need to put a net.
I think so. For our safety.
But yeah, the right mindset is the biggest thing. I actually went to go see it's a sports psychologist.
Okay.
And that was for hitting. It helped me out so much last year.
Oh, okay.
During fall ball. But you can use that for hitting, pitching, just fielding, anything. It works.
Wow.
Really, it does, yeah.
Wow. And I mean, the more you talk about it and think about it, it's like an aha moment. Like, oh, I get that. But how is that how did you first get into thinking that, going to a sports psychologist? Because I think some athletes think, man, I can just push through it. Or if there's really something to push through. It didn't seem like there was much to push through for you. But, man, take me through going through that, but the thought process to get there in the first place.
Yeah, so I started out, it was last spring when I was doing Legion Ball. I was hitting with my coach, David Carrion, and I was doing fine in cage. Went to the field. It was kind of, I don't know, I was getting down. I ended up POing over the summer. I didn't hit it all, maybe a couple times in early spring. So I thought I was one of those guys that could just push through it. Like, it's fine, my swing's good, and I can get through it. And then my dad had mentioned to me, let's try to see a sports psychologist. I'm like, no, it's fine. I don't need to do that. I ended up going to her, trying it. Dr. Meese.
Dr. Meese, okay.
Yes. And she sat me down and she talked about what's going on in like family life, going on in the past, what's happening now. And then we moved into sports. So she just gets to know you, and then you move on to the sports. And even that just one visit. I've only had one visit with her.
Wow.
And I felt great.
And that does it, man. Well, that is really cool. I mean, again, you think about it, so many people say the game is how much percent mental, right? 50% physical, 50% mental. That does go to bear. That I think that follows right in line. So, I mean, that does make a lot of sense here. And then as you keep rocking here throughout the season, and take me through one again. We talk about Heelan, but the choice going to Heelan. I mean, Heelan's such the pedigree's there, right? And everything is there. And there is a lot, like you mentioned, from the field, even weightlifting facility down below the school, I think is really, really cool there. Obviously, the school itself is top notch and has been noted across the state as such. But take me through your thoughts on going to Heelan and kind of how that process started for you.
So going to Heelan, I wanted to better myself as a ball player. I wanted to see better competition. I didn't know that we were getting a pitching coach, but that's always nice to have. He knows what he's doing.
A heck of a guy.
Yep. And then the academic side of it at school was a great decision. There's a lot more homework than being at Akron, but it's basically a prep school. It gets you ready for college, so you know what to expect, especially if you're a student athlete. There's a lot of homework, and you have not that much time playing sports, so you got to be able to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be on the ball. And I think there's a lot of correlation between obviously being on the ball in academics and when it comes to actually the field, being out there in the field where, there's just not many times you get that ball coming off that bat. I mean, obviously there's a limited reaction time, but even then, I mean, you're out there, you don't have a whole lot, you don't have extra support out there on the field. You have to go out and do it. Now, again, as we keep going here, man, I did want to ask too that as we sit in the spring league, we're getting there. I know you're geared up, getting ready here for what's going to be a fantastic 2025 season. I know I can't wait for it. But to have the state tournament, last year, obviously going to your excuse me there, got me a little bit, but obviously Merchants Park. What a fantastic venue that is.
Yeah.
But I want to ask, now you get the chance to potentially go at state tournament basically in your backyard, right? And I want to ask that. Sioux City for a while, I grew up near Akron as well, so that it kind of hits home for me there. But every state tournament, every state game, I mean, you had to go at least 2 hours away.
Go so far away.
There's that distance, that travel. Now it gets to come back here at least for a year. But how good does it feel to finally say Sioux City is hosting state tournament baseball?
It feels great. I talked to a bunch of the Heelan guys last year, and they said there was a small group that made it to their state because it was just such a far drive.
It was a huge drive.
But now I think we're going to be able to grab almost the whole city. And I know even if north, east, Sergeant Bluff, maybe if they don't make it and we do, I bet we'll have a bunch of fans just watching us.
Yeah, because in the end, for so long, Kurt Heinrich and basketball had been taking that as a basketball city. Do you feel like it has officially flipped over? Can we say Sioux City is a baseball city now?
Oh, yeah, especially with this 712 program, what Jeff LeFevor's doing. He's trying to get the 712 Stars, the 712 Nationals. He's got softball programs. He's got, I want to say it's Rookie League.
Yeah.
Is another one that he's doing. So he's trying to develop all these kids and just turn Sioux City into one of the lesser-known baseball areas into one of the better-known baseball areas.
And I love how you brought that up. And again, talking on Coach Lefebvre, man, the guy definitely knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
How comforting was it to get into 7-1-2, be with the Nats, and it just when talking with a guy, it just seems like you're talking with a guy you've talked to for years. Mm-hmm. But as a player, you get into that. What's it like under the organization, not just the team as well, but under the organization, like you said, he is so extensively put out.
Yes. He played in college, so he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And although he was a pitcher, he does hitting lessons, so that's good. And we also have David Carrion.
Yep.
He played A-ball for the Washington Nationals.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a great hitter. He switched hit in high school, went to Heelan.
Yeah, yep. Got to give that Heelan shout out again.
Yeah. And so he knows what he's talking about. It's great having those two guys because it's you got the pitching side and the hitting side. All on one team.
It's holistic.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. And so as you sit here, man, what this season can be, again, that's where the excitement brings for me is that you come into what has already been an established program. Mm-hmm. I love Coach Osborne. Love everybody there as well.
Yes.
So this seems like it is kind of that match made and having, again, with the academics, and we all know how, as you mentioned, how strong that is.
Yes.
But last thing here, as I wrap this up, I got to ask a few quick fire questions here. And I got to ask first off, we look at the beautiful facility here. It's turf. We can't have seeds here. But no. When you get the chance, if you could anywhere, it's a versus question, but do you go gum? Do you go seeds?
I'm more of a gum person.
Gum person?
Yeah. I'm unable to crack the seeds in my mouth and actually get the deal out of the middle.
That's a hard thing to do. I don't think people realize.
Because otherwise, if I just have seeds, I'll just sit there and suck on them. I like try to get the flavor out.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
So how far, what kind of flavor do you go with gum? Do you go as crazy? Do you go the liquid ones? I mean, where do you, what's your saying?
First, I'm going with Big League Chew. That's
Big League
the brand.
Chew. There we go.
Green apple.
Green apple. Okay. Do you go off and are you willing to try something different, or is it, hey, we got to stick to the green apple?
I'm not picky.
There you go.
I'll have whatever.
I love that. We got to have the holistic approach continue on with the food here as well. But also I got to ask, I know the answer to this, but I'll ask it anyway. You get anywhere to go, any venue, day or night game?
Night game.
Night game?
No,
All
I'm
right.
going to go night game.
I thought I might have my first day game in a while.
No.
But here we go.
I'm going to go night game. Playing under the lights is just awesome.
Perfect. And where has your best venue been? Whether you've watched it, whether you've played in it, what's the best venue that you have witnessed?
The best venue that I've been in or witnessed?
Let's go witnessed for now.
Witnessed. Let's see. The Lamar's game the Heelan game between Heelan and Lamar's. It was the game to go to state.
Yeah. There you go.
That was an awesome game. Hunter Walhub had a nice walk-off hit over third baseman's head.
Oh, that was a beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it was a wonderful game to watch.
Absolutely.
And then Ethan Erickson actually hit a nice bomb in that game.
Yeah, and of course he goes ahead and starts it off with a bomb here today, and that was pretty fun.
Yep.
Okay, very cool. So then I got to ask, too, right now you're rocking the long pants, but do you go short pants at all?
No, I never do. But one thing I do, I have SpongeBob socks on.
SpongeBob socks. Okay.
Yeah, that's whenever I pitch. They're my shove day socks.
Ah, shove day. Okay, so different socks there. I love that.
So there's a couple pictures. If you look back in our state game with Akron, you can actually see me wearing these.
We're going to go back and definitely take a look at that. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, hey, man, thanks again for taking time. I can't wait to have more conversations here.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it in a Heelan uniform as well. I know it's going to be a heck of a season.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.